Hi guys, TinaGale here, and today I'm going to work with the Autumn Woods collection from Paper House. So I have some of the life organized things that I'm going to use for embellishing, the sticker sheet, and then one sheet of the paper. I'm going to use this here, and I'm going to take this corner up here. I also have the little sticker flakes, and I'm going to be working on a home decor project. So this is the start of what I'm going to be doing. I took paper from one of the paper pads. This one's color washed from Paper House, and it's just all kinds of watercolor paper. Well, not watercolor paper, but paper that looks like it's been watercolored on. So I'll show you if I can flip through here. I used this one to cut some of my leaves, and then I had this one picked out, but I didn't use it. I ended up just using the yellow. Did I already pull it all out? I already pulled them out. Oh, there we go. So then I had this sheet, and I used two of them, and I just took it to my silhouette and found a flower shape, cut it in a few different sizes to stack up to make little sunflowers. Now the other thing that I'm going to do is I have these little treat cups. These were from Close to My Heart. We don't sell them anymore, but you just peel this off and it's sticky. So my idea is to put some of the shaker stuff in there, or the little stickers, to make a little shaker for this flower that's going to go here. And I'm putting it on this real heavy chipboard. It's almost like cardboard. Circle here, and this was from another project that I did. It had a ring around it. It was from Close to My Heart that we made a little wreath out of, and I had kept this thinking it would be great to do a project, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to start with this paper, and I want to get as much of these leaves as I can on my background. So I'm just going to put it back here. I'm going to trace around it, cut it, and then I'm going to glue it down, and then I will probably put you on fast forward to put all of that together. Or I might leave it where when I do the shaker box you can watch. I'm going to cut it just a little bit big because I can sand it off once I adhere it. That way I have a perfect shape all the way around. I did a haul video with this collection, so you can back up and watch it. All the different pieces that I have, and it's just simply gorgeous. So that's going to be my background. I'll set that aside so that it can dry, and then I will turn it over and trim away that excess there. So let's work on some flowers. I used my mono liquid adhesive just to glue all of these different flowers together, and I'm just offsetting them, the petals, so that they can curl up when I get to the end. For the cup, my idea was to use these little sticker flakes. So I picked out the leaves. There was a green one and a red one, and then an orange one that says Hello Autumn, I think, and a little pumpkin. So those were the ones that I wanted to use, and I turned it over just to check because I kind of felt like that was probably about as full as it could be. And then I picked out some sequins. I have some small ones that are gold and green and I think white and peach, and then I had some bigger ones that were in the orange tone, and I thought those were cute. So I just add those in just so that I have a little bit of variation in there. Then these cups are designed, all you have to do is take that little sticker sheet off the top and it will stick right on. I realized once I did that I should have not glued that top flower in, so I just peeled it off. The glue was still wet. It takes a while for that glue to dry, so it was no big deal just to kind of poke it back up. And I went ahead and pulled out my hot glue gun to put this together because I'm going to be using a lot of different types of materials, and so I felt like the hot glue gun was probably the best bet. So once I had that sealed onto the flower, I have this jute, and it's a pretty thick jute, and I wanted to just cover up where that cup sealed down to the flower. Now I could have cut a hole in the flower and, put it through, but I really wanted the different textures in this home decor piece, so I felt like the jute was a perfect little touch to this flower. I'm going to have some burlap and different things like that, so I'm just trying to repeat that texture in different areas of the piece that I'm working on. So once I did that, I think I went around like 3 times, and then I'm just going to curl up the edges of these petals so it's a little bit more like a sunflower. And later you'll see me, I got my distress ink out and started working with that, and that really helped curl up the edges and give it just a little bit more dimension. My little flowers, I glued those together off camera. So here's where I had my distress ink out, and I wanted to cover up that edge because it's part white, part cardboard. So I'm just rubbing it with this distress ink. And this color is tea dye. And I just rub it around the edges, and then I decided to go ahead and get my applicator and do those flowers. Now, of course, that would have been easier before I glued them together, but I tend to do everything backwards right now. But it worked out because when I did this, I could just kind of pick up the different petals, and it really kind of roughed it up and curled them up kind of more natural looking, I think. It works in the end, and I really, really like how everything looked after I did that. I went ahead and rubbed around the outside of that circle because it was kind of stark where it had gone around. And when I put the leaves, I don't know why I didn't just go ahead and ink right now with the leaves, but I didn't. I wait until I glue a couple on, and then it's like, oh, that would probably look better antiqued. And so I rubbed those with the distress tool as well later. The other thing that I did was I had these letters left over, and I put Hello Fall, and originally I meant to put Happy Fall and didn't even realize till I was completely done that I changed my wording there, but it's all good, it all works. So here's some burlap ribbon that I have in my stash. This is something else that we used to sell from Close to My Heart. And I'm just going to make a couple of little banners to put underneath these flowers, underneath the big one poking out. And originally I thought I'd put one towards the bottom and one towards the top, but I thought it kind of looked odd up there, and so I ended up putting both at the bottom. And then I'm just going to tuck in the little leaves that I cut out. And the leaves I cut from a silhouette file. They're just random different leaves, cut different sizes. Just wanted some different colors and things to come up underneath there. So I'm hot gluing all of this down, so hopefully it will all stay together. I just felt like that was the quickest way to dry because the Tombow takes quite a while for it to dry. I love using my liquid glass, but I'm out and I need to order more, and so hot glue gun it was. And it's been a long time since I had my hot glue gun out. But I just tuck these up underneath all of the flowers just to give a little bit more green, more color. I really love how the leaves on the background paper poke out as well, so it just gives it so much more dimension and just character. So yeah, here's where I'm realizing, oh, I should have distressed my leaves as well. So I got those done, picked up the ones before I glued the rest of them on, and I'm going to get those distressed. For the embellishing, oh wait, do you see my cup there and see how it's foggy? That freaked me out. I glued it down, and I guess the heat from the hot glue gun when I put the twine around the outside edge, and then when I put the heat on the back side of that flower, when I set it down, it started making like condensation in that cup, and it took it forever for it to go away. I kept thinking, oh, no big deal, it'll go away, but it just stayed and it stayed, and I was like, no, please don't ruin my whole entire project. But it works out, it airs out, it's fine. So I had these little pieces of trash of this burlap, and I wanted to repeat the burlap up at the top, so I just tucked those in underneath a couple of flowers, and it's kind of like maybe another leaf, or I don't know. It's just cute. Adds the texture all the way throughout that whole section there. So now I just want to do a little bit more embellishing on the background. Originally I thought about putting the small leaves because there's some in the puffy stickers and the clear stickers, the epoxy stickers, and I thought I would just like scatter them all over the background. But I felt like it was a little too busy, kind of, I don't know, didn't really look good. So I start here adding a few of the epoxies, but I'm going to end up removing most all of them. I think I only leave one on each end But I knew I wanted to use the little fox, and originally I'd thought about using the fox that's on the clip and clipping it somehow behind a flower up on the top hand, the top right hand. But in the end, I felt like the center, I really wanted it to go along with the words. And so I found the one that's facing this way and stuck him in with the words. And I really like how that worked out. Then I went back to the little sticker flakes and got some more of the red leaves and the green leaves. And I'm just going to tuck those in around with the other ones. And there I was still again trying to decide if I wanted to bring something up to that top left corner to come down. But no matter what I did, it really just didn't look right. It looked too busy and just awkward. So I ended up not putting anything up there. So there's where I finally decide the 2 epoxy stickers on the very outside edges on the ends. And then for the smaller flowers, I wanted again to bring a little bit more of that texture of the burlap and the twine and stuff. So I found some larger brown buttons and just knotted a piece of twine throughout both of those and just hot glued to the center of there. And it just brings that brown on around. Then I needed to figure out a way to hang it up, and I had this trim here that's woven, braided, I don't know, natural, I don't know what you would call it, but it's just braided, and so again it brought that texture in. So I was trying to decide whether I wanted like a gap where the back side was far apart or to overlap it, and I end up deciding I like it where it's kind of like a loop, and so that's exactly what I did. I ended up leaving quite a bit on the back because I wanted it to be very strong, very stable, and to hold up the weight because, I mean, it's not extremely heavy, but it's a little heavy. So that's a close-up of my project there. I hope you enjoyed that. Be sure to hop over to the Paper House Productions website, and you can read more about this project, and all the links for the products will be down below if you're interested in those. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to click my face there to subscribe and check out a couple of more of my videos. So thanks so much for watching, and happy fall! We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.